HIDARI GAMAE. Type of attack, RYOTE DORI, gripping both wrists. Type of technique, TENCHI NAGE, Heaven-Earth Throw. In this type of attack, the opponent grabs our hands with both hands. This technique is implemented in two ways. In order to implement the first method, we put the opponent in an imbalanced state using the IRIMI movement and moving the lower hand towards the center of gravity of our body. At the same time, our second hand goes up in line with the opponent's shoulder while the thumb is up. Then, by using the rotation of the hand so that the thumb is facing down, the technique is executed and the opponent is directed to the ground. We review this method again. Using IRIMI, moving the hands in opposite directions, unbalancing the opponent and executing the technique. To implement the second method, we use TENKAN movement to be in the correct place relative to the opponent. While our lower hand moves with TENKAN movement and the second hand is placed perpendicular to the opponent's hands. Then we use a spin to unbalance the opponent and execute the technique. We review this method again. Using TENKAN, changing the position of the hands and getting into the correct position, turning and executing the technique. Be careful that in the training that has been provided so far, the techniques have been done in a basic way. As the student's level increases with practice and repetition, the techniques are gradually practiced and implemented in JIYU, WAZA and street formats. In the execution of the technique in the form of JIYU, WAZA, the execution speed is faster and more continuous, and the training opponent is also thrown in the form of UKEMI or TOBIKOSHI. But in performing the technique on the street, the techniques are performed with full speed and power, which causes severe damage to the opponent. Here you can see parts of it with less power and intensity and without a full collision with the opponent. As you can see, if the blow hits the opponent, it causes irreparable damage to his respiratory tract. In the following, you can see the second type of execution of the technique in JIYU, WAZA mode. In some other styles, this technique is performed using USHIRO IRIMI movement, which is executed in two modes according to the previous methods, which are a combination of the movements of FUMIKOMI ASHI, USHIRO IRIMI, TENKAN and the final execution of the technique.